What's up, everybody? This is Bryson Nesbit. Welcome to the Players Lounge, a new podcast brought to you by Inside Carolina in partnership with Heroes for Life, UNC Football's collective creative to bring together UNC football players, fans, and businesses. If you enjoy content like this, go check out heroesforlife.org and become a member today so we can keep these episodes coming to you and you can get access to some other exclusive content as well.
Bryson, man, you're a natural at it. You might be coming for me and Shaq's job as a podcast host. And I mentioned Shaq. I'm joined by my former teammate Shakeel Rashad, who's the executive director for Heels for Life. Today, we're obviously joined by UNC tight end Bryson Nesbit. Bryson, appreciate you taking your time, and I know you got a busy schedule with everything kind of going on with Carolina football. And we usually started off right now with more fun questions, and we're in the mix of March Madness right now. I need to know, how's your bracket looking? Who'd you pick to win? And, how's it going for you this March Madness with all the teams going on?
Yeah, my bracket's pretty busted right now, but I got UNC winning it. So,
who else was in the Final Four?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest, I really just went UNC all the way and just filled out everything else.
That's so funny. That's how I fill out my bracket a lot of times too. I just start off and work backwards. I put UNC as the national champions and then work backwards from there.
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Well, let's stick with basketball then, man. Saw you played in high school. How would you describe your game on the court? I mean, you're a tight end now. What did you look like when you were playing basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I really played every position. I mean, there were some games I played the point guard, had to play the center a lot when I was younger, just being taller than everybody. But if I had to kind of classify a position, I probably say small forward, slashing defense. So I love defense.
I can see you when I'm looking at your basketball scouting report, just looking at your football game. You seem like a player that's very switchable. Are we guarding 1 through 5 out there?
Yeah, all the time.
And if you had to play basketball on this Carolina basketball team, say, Hubert Davis is giving you 15 minutes a game, what kind of stat lines can we expect from you putting up there?
Yeah, first thing, I always took charges. I'll give you at least 2 charges. I'll try, I'll get 6 to 8 points, maybe some blocks. Just go out there and play some defense.
That sounds like a fan favorite. You're talking about taking charges and a lot of effort. That guy is going to be the one who all the fans kind of rally around.
I mean, that sounds like someone that would transition in football to go play tight end. Like, man, I just love taking a charge. So it was tight end or fullback for you. Oh, that's great. So that's funny though. But speaking of you playing basketball and then switching over playing football too, big time recruit. Like that's a big thing you love to see in recruits is playing multiple sports. If we came to your hometown, we're going to flip the script here. Instead of UNC recruiting you, if you're recruiting me and Vip to your hometown in Charlotte, what is our weekend like? Like, what would you plan for us?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really do that much in Charlotte, but I mean, we definitely gonna go work out and go to the field. Got to take y'all fishing. Love fishing, so maybe some video games. So it'll be nice.
What kind of games are we playing? What's your go-to on the video games?
Definitely into Warzone right now.
Okay.
Yeah, on that all day.
And then with the fishing, do you have anybody? I know Brian Anderson is pretty big with the outdoor life for the Tar Heel team. Are you going out with him, or is there anybody else on the team you're going out fishing with?
Haven't gone out yet. I was just talking to Garrett Walston today. We're gonna go out there in Wilmington sometime. But I mean, everyone really fishes. I mean, I'm going bass fishing with a bunch of people over on the side.
And it's interesting that you made the switch over to football going into your junior year because your dad had an 11-year NFL career. Do you ever pick his brain when it comes to football to get insight on? Obviously, you have NFL aspirations. Do you ever pick his brain and see, how he got to where he got?
Yeah, of course. Me waiting to play football was mostly his decision. I wanted to play since I was young, but he kind of waited until his junior year. Definitely saved him some hits, concussions, all that stuff. So it allowed him to have a long career. So he kind of wanted the same thing for me, and it just worked out.
And your mom also played soccer at South Carolina. It's just a family that's just athletic genes off the charts. Who would you say is the best athlete in the house? And then how heated does it get at times with that discussion when you do have that many athletes under, one roof?
Yeah. Best athlete. We argue this a lot. I would say the best athlete's probably my younger brother, Michael. Just his birthday. It was just his birthday the other day, so shout out to him. But I never admitted it to him, but he's super athletic.
If he's listening to this now, then you kind of just gave him the upper hand. But how heated was it growing up with you two being so close in age and just so blessed with athletic ability?
Yeah, there's definitely battles every day, and then we would go play with my dad and be humbled. So always kept us going.
Did you ever? You mentioned that it was your dad's decision that you didn't play until your junior year. Like, so you were ready to play all the way through, excited, but like, what did holding back from playing do for you? Because I'm sure it helped out. You didn't take as many hits. Did you learn to be more athletic in some ways or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Most of the athleticism in basketball translate over to football. So, I love dunking. So, I was always working on my jumping ability and everything like that. And then, I was still playing 7-on-7. I just wasn't really allowed to play contact. So, I was still out there learning. I love learning all the little techniques to route running. So just working on that all day, and it just really all translated.
How pumped was your high school's coach when you came out there? 6'6", 200 pounds, been playing basketball the whole time. He's just ready to roll, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was pumped. He actually just came in the year I came in. So we had a new coach the year I came in. Joe Evans, shout out to him too. But as soon as I went out there to try out, he asked for my dad's number. We got my dad out there on the coaching staff. So it was good.
That's exciting.
I can't imagine the joy I would have as a high school football coach when tryouts are coming and in walks a 6'6" athletic monster on the field whose dad played in the NFL for 10 plus years, which is impressive in and of itself. So I have to imagine, was there ever times when you were out there just getting started and you were just out there just dominating everybody?
It was definitely pretty slow at first. I was bigger than everybody, so that part kind of came easily. But the part that I didn't kind of realize with tackle football was kind of like the IQ, how much faster it moves in 7-on-7. So it probably took me a little bit to get acclimated to that, but after that, it was raps.
Cool. Well, you mentioned the acclimation period, and I feel like it's perfect timing. It's a tough question to ask, but we always have to ask it. What was your welcome to college football moment?
That's a tough one. I would definitely say any of the DNs whenever I first got here, the inline power blocking, definitely struggled with that at first, but doing better with it now. So
there isn't one moment in particular that kind of woke you up and knocked you back.
I think like my second day here, Taman got me pretty good once.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
If you put the pads on and you put the helmet on, you're gonna get got. You just have to make sure you get yours more than you get got. I'm pretty sure that's a Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
But you're having this success now with Carolina football off the field. Bryson Nesbit, the person, what do you like to do? Hobbies outside of the video games and outside of fishing?
I just love being with my friends. I love the brotherhood that us teammates kind of built as we got here. I'm with Dontavious Nash all the time. We grew up. We actually played on the same basketball team with my dad coaching. So he's one of my roommates, with him a lot. And you really just keep growing the ball with all my teammates.
I saw that the AAU team you played with Gabe, and was Dontavious Nash on that team too?
Yeah, both of them.
What were their games kind of like in basketball? And if you had to do a starting five of UNC football going to basketball, who would make your five?
Well, Dontavious, he was more of like a two-guard slasher. He was real good on defense too. Our whole team was defense oriented. Gabe was probably a little bit more like me. We probably had around the same type of game. And then my starting five, I had me, Dontavious, Gabe. You gotta have Drake on there. And it's really between Awesome, Richards, and JQ. They're both really good. So it's really just if you need more size or more of a ball handler.
We're going. I sense I'm not going to say it's a bias, but a lot of Charlotte in that starting five.
Yeah, there is.
I don't think that's a coincidence.
Nah.
Who's the guy? No, go ahead.
No, I played against or with a lot of those guys. So
who's the guy on the team that thinks he can play basketball that just shows up and starts fouling everybody the whole time? There's always one.
I think with Rara Dilworth. Yeah, he's one of my roommates too.
Who would you profile as the best shooter?
Drake. Definitely Drake. Yeah.
And
Drake,
that's going to take us to the movie portion of this podcast, which is brought to you by Grindhouse Supply, apparel for the culture. It's a local company based out of Benson, North Carolina that has exclusive collections of vintage movie posters and apparel. It's owned by Carolina fans, so you'd be supporting one of your own, which is always awesome. Check them out at grindhouse.com. That's grindhaus.com, and support the people that are supporting your favorite players. Shaq has one of their tees on right now if you're watching this video. Bryson, what would you say your favorite movie of all time is?
All time, I probably would go with The Equalizer. Okay. Yeah, I love some Denzel.
Okay. And if you're going to the movies and the nutritionist isn't there to kind of keep an eye on you, what are your go-to snacks and drinks?
Yeah, not a fan of popcorn, so I always go with the candy. I always go with the watermelon Sour Patch and probably icy, the Coke slushy.
Okay, and now we're gonna move to the speed round. So you can give an explanation if you want, or you can keep the answer as short as you want. It's your podcast, totally up to you.
Cool.
What would you say your favorite sporting event is to watch?
Super Bowl.
Ooh, closest friend on the team.
Dontavius Nash.
Favorite musician or artist?
Lil Wayne.
If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Sushi.
If you had to eat dinner with 3 people and they could be alive or dead?
I'm gonna go Lil Wayne, Biggie, and LeBron. Yeah.
Interesting group. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You a hot weather guy or cold weather guy?
Hot weather. Like the beach.
Favorite uniform combo?
I like the all Carolina blue. Yeah.
Favorite Jordans?
11s.
And then both of, like I mentioned earlier, both of your parents, they played sports at South Carolina. What made you choose UNC in the recruiting process?
Yeah, where my parents went didn't really have any impact on my decision. It definitely helped. They gave me insight about what they liked from that school and what they didn't. But it was ultimately my decision. So I really feel that UNC kind of had the best family feel. Love Coach Brown, love Coach Lilly. So I think just I really thought that UNC was just the complete package for me.
That's cool. And so we talked about this a little bit earlier too, how you just started playing football your junior year, but you've been playing some 7-on-7 before. How quickly did you realize that you were going to be able to compete at a really high level? Like you mentioned your first couple of days out, you were getting used to the football IQ kind of side of things. When did that flip switch and you were like, I'm pretty good at this?
Yeah, probably after my first season with 7-on-7, it was definitely kind of a struggle playing my first year because I actually decided to play up because I was just so much bigger than everybody else. But I would probably say like right after that 7-on-7 year, whenever everyone was telling me that they're seeing how much better I'm getting, and that kind of just gave me more confidence to keep pushing, keep learning.
Your first offer, if I'm not mistaken, was LSU, followed by Carolina. What do you remember most from those moments when you're new to the game, and then all of a sudden some of the best schools in the Power 5 where people are dreaming to go play for are coming to you with these scholarship offers?
Right. It was definitely a big day. I think I got 3 offers that first day, and it was just kind of crazy, going from wondering if I was going to play basketball or football in college, what level I'm going to be able to play either of those at, to some of the biggest schools in the country offering me that first week. So that was definitely, really good. But, I feel that I worked for it, and, I was just kind of waiting for that to happen.
And then being one of those guys that is so new to this, where do you feel like you're at in your progression as a player? Do you feel really early on? Do you feel like you're close to being the best you can be?
Yeah, I really don't see where my ceiling is. I kind of believe that, if I keep working, I can be the best somebody's ever seen. So I think I've definitely improved a lot since my freshman football season. So just excited to keep improving.
You played in 11 games as a true freshman. What was that experience like for you, kind of getting thrown into the fire right away when, there are people in your class who are redshirting to kind of prepare and get more acclimated, but you're going right into it?
Right. I mean, that first game, the moment was definitely big, just seeing all the fans and all that. But actually playing wise, it actually shocked me how close the feeling was to, just like a high school game. I just kind of felt like on the field, everything can kind of slow down and, it's just playing football.
Were there any particular parts of your game after last year that you've really focused in on this off season and then now in spring ball?
Yeah, I think I've really been trying to improve my game kind of all around. I felt last year my blocking definitely needed some improvement. So done a lot of work on my inline blocking, but then I definitely have to keep improving as a receiver. So, I've had a lot of work, working tight end, working slot, working outside, just trying to be the complete tight end.
That's cool. And so with all that work you've done, you had some time after the season before spring ball started to work on it. You're in spring ball now. Where do you feel like you're at now versus where you ended last year as a player?
Yeah, definitely improved a lot. And even if it wasn't so much, physical change, I feel that mentally, I've gained an edge. I've really started to learn how to watch film and kind of critique myself and, what the other tight ends are doing, learning from Kamari, learning from John, learning from Garrett last year. So.
Yeah, you had a lot of really good players to learn from now that I think of it.
Yeah. The tight end room is pretty deep last year when you have Walton, Morales, Nesbit. And then going into last year, I don't want to pat myself on the back, but when people asked me who's a true freshman that you can kind of expect to make an immediate contribution, you were my guy. I said Bryson Nesbit because when you look at the tight end position and how it's kind of evolved in the NFL, you look at guys like Darren Waller, George Kittle, Gronk, Ebron. 8 to 10 years ago, the tight end position, it was an extension of the offensive tackle.
Right.
Yep. And now you guys are weapons and mismatches all over the field. And, you're clearly a mismatch whenever you're out there. What kind of drew you to the tight end position?
I really think my body type was kind of the first, main factor. Whenever I kind of started playing, everyone was saying either DN or tight end. You got the perfect body for it. I was definitely a little bit chunkier, probably like my junior year. So as soon as I started losing weight, people started telling me to go to receiver. But I kind of felt that if I stay as tight end, keep improving on my blocking, I could just really do everything on the football field.
Is there a tight end that you would say that you model your game after?
I would say Darren Waller. I'm a big Darren Waller fan. I'm a big CJ Uzomah fan from the Bengals. I just really like how their game's kind of translated.
So I've got to ask this one. At 6'6", you said you're a little chunky, or was there ever a part of you that was like, I'm going to follow in Dad's footsteps and play guard?
No. He would always tell me that when I was younger. So, I always worked to stay away from that 270 range.
Yeah, just don't make it there and you're good.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, I mean, even though you're not an offensive lineman, like tight end can be a pretty violent position in college, especially when you talk about some of that inline blocking you're talking about, dealing with defensive ends, linebackers, things like that. What did you do to physically prepare for blocking defensive ends, like at the college level versus 7-on-7 in high school you were playing before?
Right. Well, I think the big thing that kind of helped with like my upbringing with football, with me not being allowed to play, I just loved the contact. So I was always just craving the contact. So I feel that whenever I got here, it was kind of the same thing. Like I love hitting, and then Coach Lilly just really helped me get the technique down. But yeah.
That's cool. You can always work with that. Somebody loves to hit. You can figure that out in football. You can coach the rest of it.
Yeah.
That was one of the parts of my game that was always missing. My last name is Vippolis, and in high school I got the nickname Wippolis a lot from my coaching staff. because of how little I wanted to do with the contact. But there's a reason you got a scholarship to play for North Carolina, and I had to find my way any way possible to get there. But you're 6'6", 220. Your dad was a standout in the NFL for 10 plus years, like we mentioned before. Have you always just been bigger than the majority of people in your class, or when did you start to kind of realize how much bigger you were than, your peers and who you were in high school with, or in middle school, elementary school?
Right. Yeah. I mean, growing up, I was, a lot of the time bigger than most other kids, but I think people really started catching up to me around like my 8th grade year, whenever I started playing like the UIBL, AAU, and all that. And then, I'm either 6'4", 7-footers who are 14, and that really humbled me. But I kind of felt I was always bigger than the average kid.
And then how much did the nutrition side of football kind of help you out? Because I think from a high school perspective, and that's not really something that you think of or you consider. And then all of a sudden, when you get to somewhere like Carolina, you have all these resources available to you to help you kind of reach your full potential.
Right. Yeah, it was definitely a big switch. High school, we always tried to eat the best we could, but, it was hard, late practices, so you have to stop and get fast food and all that. But I think the nutrition here has really helped me, gain strength. I've been feeling a lot healthier. So it's definitely made a big impact.
That's exciting, man. This has been a ton of fun. And so as we kind of land this plane here, one of the things I want to ask you about, because what we're trying to do here is highlight you guys and let people get to know you, but it's all part of NIL, right? And I saw that you have an account on Fans Meet Idols, one of those websites that's helping college athletes make money. And so could you talk to us a little bit about what you're doing there, how fans can find you, and what you can do with them based on the fees you have up there?
Yeah, so if you guys go to Fans Meet Idols, I think / Bryson Nesbit, you guys can find my account there. There's things like I can play video games with you guys. If you guys want me to make you a workout routine or something like that, you guys want tips with route running, with blocking, any young tight ends out there, I'm gonna start getting more stuff up there, more options for you guys. But there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff up there for you guys to interact with me.
And any merch coming down the line? I feel like I need to pick up some Nesbit gear after talking.
Yeah. After you saying that, I might need to start looking at
it. Yeah, and Bryson, just wanted to thank you again for coming on here today, and appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with us old guys. And we appreciate it, and I know the fans are going to appreciate hearing from you and getting the chance to learn from you.
Cool. I appreciate you guys having me today.
Appreciate you both. And like Bryson said at the top, go become a member at Heels for Life, and we can keep doing things like this.
Yep, do that.